Hey, what's up everyone? Before we get started on this tutorial on how to do a backside switch up on Rails, I highly suggest you go and watch my other tutorial, how to spin off Rails first, because that's going to really help in learning the fundamentals to how you pedal and how you maneuver on a rail. Okay, so here we go on how to do a backside switch up on a rail. As I talked about a lot in my other video I released last week, how to do a frontside switch up, commitment is a huge part of these tricks, and if you don't want to commit, it's going to be very tough to actually be successful in it. Okay, so there are two ways to do a backswap on a rail. The first is to continue the momentum you got from jumping onto the rail and just use that to do a quick swap at the beginning of the rail. When you hit a rail and you either land right foot forward or left foot forward and you want to do a back swap, it's just going to continue that rotation. If you're having trouble setting the trick or getting the full swap around and you're doing like less than you should, one way you can try and fix this is, as you come on the rail, just do it really quick. So the second you tap the rail, just do the swap right away, almost like a two-step 270 on. So like a 270, you just do 270 degree over the rail, but this one just come on, hit the rail, and then do a quick back swap. When you do it like this, you tend not to pedal as much and you kind of just go off the momentum you get from going on the rail. So in this clip a while ago, I did do a front swap first, but imagine that's me jumping on the rail and I just kind of continue it for the back swap. I didn't pedal at all. I just kind of kept jumping, and this is incorrect and a bad way to do it because as you can see, I'm very uncomfortable. So as I come on, I do a front swap, and then instead of actually pedaling for the back swap, I literally just jumped. And I got lucky that I was able to get it around, and I barely did. So try not to do this, and if you catch yourself doing it, try and like focus on bending your knees when you land and pedal. So if you're having trouble getting the pedal and setting the trick, that's why I suggest doing this, because it'll get you used to pushing on your toe a little bit and then doing the rotation still. This wouldn't be considered the proper way to do it, but it's a very good stepping stone to learning how to do the proper way. So I guess the proper and correct way to do this trick would be to slide the rail normally, whether that's left foot forward or right foot forward, and on your front foot, press on your toe, and as you start to rotate, then you're going to jump and do the full 180 degree turn. So a brief overview on how to spin off rails. What you're going to do is you're going to press on that outside coping and you're going to start to rotate. And as soon as you start to rotate, watch, you're going to press on your toe and then you're going to jump, and that's how you're going to be successful in doing the swap. Just like a front swap, it's very important that when you land on the rail, your knees are bent. And like every other trick I've talked about, everything comes from your shoulders to your core. It's a whole body movement. And you do need to put in a lot of effort. It does not just happen. You need to make it happen. If you get good at the first method and you're just doing it really quick when you get on the rail, but you can't do it later in the rail, try doing a couple back twos out and jumping over the last couple feet of the rail. So do a back 270 out and just jump over a foot of the rail. And then just do that and then tap the end of the rail. Opposed to just jumping over it, just kind of tap the end of it. And this will trick your body into kind of like making it feel like a 270 out, but you'll actually be doing a swap. And then the more you do this, you can work your way up and do it earlier and earlier, and then you'll end up just doing a normal back swap and be comfortable. And the reason that's a proper way, I guess, is because when you learn to do it that way, you'll be able to do it wherever and whenever you want on the rail, and it gives you an extreme amount of consistency and control. Pretty much like every trick I've taught and will teach, your shoulders are going to play a key role in how successful you will be in completing the trick. Okay, so pay attention to John's shoulders in this clip. As he comes up to the rail with his knees bent, he pops, but his shoulders come up, so pay attention to that. His arms also come up with it. And then as he gets on the rail, his shoulders are facing the same exact way as his skis are. They're very square to his skis. And then as he goes to do the swap, his shoulders come up as he presses on that, and they stay square the whole time. A lot of people will let their shoulders stay behind, and that's where they kind of have a problem. And all the way through his trick, his shoulders are square with his skis. They're facing the same direction. He never gets twisted up. That's where a lot of people mess up. They'll leave their shoulders behind or overdo it and wind up. You don't want to wind up. You want to be popping up and over with your shoulders the entire way around. So now watch, his knees are bent. He hops on the rail, pedals, spins, jumps, shoulders stay square, lands, looks at his landing, and then lands. And once you do the swap, you need to make sure you're looking at the end of the rail or where you're going to land. You don't want to be looking at your feet because then you're not going to be balanced. If when you do the swap and you slip back and fall on your hip a lot, the way to fix this, you're not popping up enough most likely. So you got to make sure you jump up with your shoulders, and then that's how you're going to fix it. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. If you guys liked it, please like it, upvote it on New Schoolers, or subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you guys next week.